details into that. Okay, all A3 group students must have to fill those forms. So that is one announcement. Okay. And now let's start with the today's session. So in morning we started with the IoT design methodology, where we have studied there are total 10 steps for designing any IoT system. Okay, so let's quickly revise that. The first step is the purpose and requirement of the specification. So just share the screen. So I hope this is visible to everyone. So there are total 10 IoT design steps. Okay, so I'm just summarizing what we have studied in the morning session. Be attentive and carefully listen all these points. Based on that, the activity is scheduled for you. So all the guidelines will be given to you right now. Just now I'm summarizing this. So that will be helpful you to complete that activity. Okay, so be attentive and listen carefully. So the first step is the purpose and requirement. So how do you define the purpose and requirement of the system? So if for any given application, if you want to build a IoT system, how do you design an IoT system? For that, uh, what uh, what are you going to actually do in the system is very essential. That what is the application and what purpose it is going to serve. Third is third is the requirement. Okay, so these are the three aspects you need to work on, and this is nothing but the purpose and the requirement of the specification for IoT design. Okay, so in the morning session we have taken the example of case study of home automation system. Okay, so the purpose and requirement specification for home automation system is to design a system which will help for controlling uh, light activity, all the light activity in a home. Okay, so that is the purpose and the requirement of the system. So under requirement, what you're going to write is requirement is whenever there is a light intensity is less, the light is automatically turned on, and when light intensity is more, the light is automatically turned off. Okay, that is the requirements. So this way your total project is divided into total uh, uh, task is divided into two parts. One is the purpose and the second is the requirement of the project. Okay. The second step is a process specification that is simply based on your purpose and the requirement specification. Once you are clear with the requirement and the purpose of your project, then uh, then you can go for the process specification. That is what is the flow of your project and which you are going to follow or adopt to get the things to achieve which you want as per the application and or whatever you want to develop. So that is nothing but the process specification. Okay, so again you can see here that there are 10 steps. Okay, and these are the step by step, that is first step then second step. So this step has a sequence and you have to go according to that. Okay, no two steps are can be go parallelly. Okay, so this methodology design is not a parallel design. Okay, step by step design it is. The next is a domain model. So it really means that, for example, you are designing the automated system, and which is for the telecom industry. So automated system can be any kind of language based on Python, Java, and so on. But the domain expertise is what is about transmission of the signal, frequency involved, stations involved. Okay, these are the domain level details which you need to mention in the domain model. So Uh, this is third step. The next step is a information model. Uh, Here understanding details about every model. So how does it works and how does it works and will be handle the information model. Okay, so everything is in detailing of the logical block diagram. We can say that is nothing but the information model. That is understanding details about each and every model which is present in your system. The next is a service specification. In service specification, it tells about what do you want to develop, that is any coding, what type of coding, then what is required for the coding and how many modules you need to develop and so on. Okay, all this offered by the service specification. The next is the IoT level specification. So here, depending on the application, you are now mature enough to choose the IoT level specification based on its application. Okay, so we have studied total, there are total 6 IoT levels, and depending upon the application, you can now able to choose the particular IoT level for your specification. Then there is a functional view specification, operational view specification, and device component integration. These two are interrelated. That is functional view specification here. Uh, so here basically what is the function of each module you can decide at the functional view specification. In our operational view, there is a selecting a right component for each whatever function you have selected in a functional view. Okay, so selecting a right component for that particular module can be achieved at this level, that is the operational view specification. Then there is a device and component integration. Once your functional view module and detailing is done, okay, then you can go for the selection of the component, and along with that you can do component integration. Okay, so this component integration will be purely based on the operational view specification and functional view specification. And the last one is the uh, application development. Here coding part will be there, that is coding which you use to achieve all the tasks. Okay, so that is involved under application development. So this way you can design any IoT system, and these are the 10 steps. Okay, so activity which I have created is, that is for first step, that is purpose and requirement. So can anyone write or tell me again what is the purpose and requirement, step 1? Anyone? Step 1, purpose and requirement. So here what actually you are going to do, what are the applications and what are the purpose served by this device. Uh, all this parameter will be there in the purpose and requirement specification. Okay, so let's look at the parameter involved in purpose and requirement specification. Based on that, you can define the step number 1 for any application. So let's take any example. So commonly you can take which we have studied in the morning session. Take the same example, home automation system. Okay, so for home automation system, now what you have to do is you have to define the step number 1, that is purpose and requirement specification. Okay, it involves 3 factors. I have just listed, I just mentioned. Just 1 second. So everyone can open that worksheet. Open the worksheet. So the purpose and requirement specification, under that we are taking the simple example of home automation system. So as per your requirement, again home automation system, there are a number of factors involved. That is what you want to control, okay, how you want to control manual or auto, everything. Okay, so individual student can work on this. Okay, so first of all you need to define the purpose for home automation system. What is the purpose of the home automation? What is the purpose of the system? To design, the example is home automation system, so you can write down that what is the behavior of the system. So what should be your behavior of the system is how your device is going to perform. Okay, so as we know that your IoT system is nothing but monitoring as well as controlling action. So now you can know that there are two elements, or we can say there are two attributes. One is the sensing your devices. Based on that, some states need to be defined, and based on that state, okay, action have to perform. Okay, so at the receiver side there will be a motor or some kind of actuator that is again having a state that is on or off or something like that. Okay, so this is the behavior pattern. Okay, so आपको जो हिसाब से आपका डिवाइस जो है मॉनिटर करना है, एंड ऑन बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट पैरामीटर. ओके, and you need to define the states. Okay, if this parameter goes high or low, according to that the state of the motor or actuator at the output side should be high, low, or what. Okay, that you can write it into the behavior section. The next is the system management requirement. So in system management requirement, okay, so uh, what are the systems you require. Okay, that, and how you want them to act. Okay, that will be there into the system management requirements. The next is the data analysis requirement. Again, this data analysis requirement is a very important part, because in IoT sector, whatever data we collect, we send it to the controller and the cloud for data analysis purpose. And based on the data analytics, we can do a prediction, or we can do monitoring and so on. Okay, so what type of requirement is necessary for your device? Local data analysis, or private data analysis, or anything. So whatever the need of your project application, that you need to mention. That is data analytics through locally or data analytics through privately is required. So that statement should be there. So you will come to know that there is a purpose of your designing the system, then how the system should behave, that is your behavior. Then system management requirements you need to define. Then data analysis requirement is there. Then application development requirement. Okay, then application development, that means whatever the application is there for your project, that requirement you need to define. And the last is the security. So security, whether it is required security or not, and if it is required, for what application, for what aspect it requires. For data security, data transmission security, authentication security, and so on. Okay, so these are the parameters you need to write for home automation system. Okay, so you can take light monitoring, or you can take any monitoring for home automation. Okay, and accordingly you need to write these terms. This is the step 1, purpose and requirement of specification. So let me just again share.
मॅम,
Yes.
आम्ही यामध्ये जो आमचा मिनी प्रोजेक्ट घेतलाय तो पण एक एक्झाम्पल म्हणून घेऊ शकतो ना?
Yes, but we will take that in the lab session. Right now, combinedly you work with the same case study, one case study, so that all the doubts I can clear in the same case study. Then you can apply it into your project.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so commonly we are working on this common example.
Okay.
मैम वन मोर थिंग.
Yes.
मैम जो ग्रुप में IoT डिजाइन मेथोडोलॉजी है उसके 10 स्टेप्स या 9 स्टेप्स है ना मैम?
10 steps.
10 steps, okay. All we have to mention that na in that. What
No,
else?
right now, whatever activity I have shared with you, that is only related to step one. That is, you need to just work on the purpose and the requirement specification of a given example. Okay,
Okay.
so right now we are taking the example as a home automation system. So now you have to think. अभी मैंने सुबह का जो example दिया था, it was a simple example that is turning light on and off. But home automation system is not just only controlling the light in the home. Okay, there are many other parameters as well. Okay, to
Yes.
monitor. Okay,
सुबह
so
अटेंड नहीं कर पाया था मैं, सॉरी उसके लिए.
okay, okay, fine,
यस.
fine. तो अभी आपको होम ऑटोमेशन सिस्टम में क्या क्या होता है आपको तो पता ही है. ओके, नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज सिंपली देयर आर 10 steps for design methodology, and you just need to focus on the first step, that is purpose and requirement specification. So under that I have given you this parameters. Based on that you need to define the purpose and requirement function for the home automation system. सो आपका जो होम ऑटोमेशन सिस्टम यू आर गोइंग टू डिजाइन, अभी आप सोचो कि उसके लिए व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ दैट होम ऑटोमेशन, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ द सिस्टम. So you can write this is a home automation system design, building home automation system for monitoring this purpose. Okay, then what should be the behavior of the system? Okay, so whatever device you are going to build, okay, what should be the behavior of the system? That sensor will should get the data, temperature or light or something like that, and the light intensity high and low. According to that there will be a motor will be on if light is low, motor will be off when light is high. Okay, so what should be the behavior of the system, that you need to mention. Similarly, system management requirement you need to mention. Then data analysis requirement is there. Obviously, for if it is a IoT system, then data analysis system is must. Okay. So what you will write for the given application which you are thinking, that for that data analysis is required, and that data analysis should be local data analysis or private data analysis, or what type of data analysis is required, that you can mention there. Then application deployment requirement, that is a hardware deployment requirement. Okay, that you need to mention. And then security, whether security is required and if it is required for which purpose, that is authentication of the devices, transferring of the data, security. So all these things. So again, I will share one more slide that will give you clear idea. Which we have already discussed in the morning. Again, I will show you so that you will understand. You can refer that. So this is the component or functional block diagram of IoT. Here you can see. So device management, in device management, there is a sensor, actuator and various computing devices. Then there is a communication for data transmission. So APIs and the protocols. Then there is a management. So application management, data management, device management, everything will be there. And there is the security. Here you can see there are two types of security. One is the authentication and one is the authorization of the devices. Okay, so आपके प्रोजेक्ट के लिए कौन सा सिक्योरिटी चाहिए? इफ बोथ द सिक्योरिटी इज रिक्वायर्ड एंड यू नीड टू डिफाइन कि अगर ऑथराइजेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड देन ऑथराइजेशन टू व्हाट, authentication is required and authentication to what? Okay, that you need to mention. So this is the security. Then there is a services. There are different types of services: web services, native services, and then these are the applications. Okay, so this is the reference for you. So now still if you have any doubt we can still discuss. थर्ड पॉइंट है सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट रिक्वायरमेंट. सो इन सिस्टम मैनेजमेंट रिक्वायरमेंट में आप बता सकते हो कि आपका जो सिस्टम है उसमें क्या चाहिए आपको. मॉनिटरिंग भी चाहिए, कंट्रोलिंग भी चाहिए, ओके, रिमोटली चाहिए या वायर्ड चाहिए. Okay, all these things you can mention. So it will be a two-line statement can be like system should remotely monitor, provide monitoring and controlling function. Okay, that is nothing but the system management requirement. Then just now I have explained you data analysis requirement. Then application development may be the application development requirement में आप बता सकते हो कौन से device you require, and then you also mention that the device should have a remote mode or manual mode, and if or it does not require manual intervention and so on. That should be there in the application deployment requirement. And the last is the security, authentication and authorization. Okay, I think I have cleared all these points. So once you remember this point, it will be easier for you to remember. And if you do the activity task on each and every step, you will remember all 10 points easily, all steps easily. Okay, so today we are focusing on in the morning session we have just taken one example and we have seen what are the steps are there and what are the functions of each step. Now we are taking one example, that is the case study of home automation, and we are trying to apply all the steps and we are trying to develop the system, okay, using design methodology steps. Okay, so I think purpose is clear. You can write the purpose of the project, then behavior. Purpose के लिए hardly you require 3 to 4 lines. Behavior can be elaborated, that is what should be your behavior of the system. Then system management के लिए again आपको 2 lines लगेंगी सिर्फ. Then data analysis requirement again 1 line, application development requirement 2 lines, and security 2 lines. इतना ही activity है, very simple. Once you write it down, you will understand what is there in the purpose and requirement specification under step 1, and this is very important. Okay, once this is clear and it is up to the mark, we'll go for the next step, that is the use case based on the purpose and the requirement. Then you have to draw the use case diagram, okay, which will give you the flow kind of diagram of the system. Any doubt still you can ask.
ये सब अभी करना है, लाइक 6 बजे से पहले अभी.
हाँ, पर्पस लिखना है सिर्फ आपको, मैंने पूरा सिस्टम डिजाइन नहीं करने के लिए बोला है.
अभी सिर्फ पर्पस लिख के.
हाँ, सिर्फ पर्पस में पर्पस एंड स्टेप 1 लिखना है, बट स्टेप 1 के अंदर हाउ मेनी पैरामीटर्स आर देयर. जस्ट ओपन द एक्टिविटी ओपन करो.
किया है.
हाँ, उसमें स्टेप 1 है, दैट इज पर्पस एंड रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिकेशन, दैट इज स्टेप नंबर 1. सो ये पॉइंट्स है ना, पर्पस, बिहेवियर, विच आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन यू, वो सिर्फ फिल करना है आपको. दैट इज द एक्टिविटी, है ना. उसको कितना टाइम लगेगा आपको. पर्पस के लिए हार्डली 3 लाइंस लिखना है. व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ द, ऊपर से मैंने वो बता भी दिया है, दैट इज द होम ऑटोमेशन सिस्टम फॉर मॉनिटरिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग ऑफ व्हाट. Okay, so you can take any example as per your wish, or you can take the same example which we have discussed in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just help you with the first parameter. That is, first of all, you have to write applying. Okay. So first is the purpose. So you can write a home automation system that allow controlling of light in a home remotely using web application. Simple. This is the purpose of your project. So अभी web application से करना है, mobile से करना है, it is up to you. Now you can modify according to your needs. Okay, so home automation system allows controlling of the light, so you can take anything, controlling of the motor action, water action, anything. Okay, controlling of specific task which you need to want you to monitor and control in a home, and it should be remotely. And you what technique you are using, web application होना चाहिए या फिर it should be a mobile using mobile interface. Okay, that you need to write. That is just a simple purpose. So hardly एक या दो लाइन का है purpose आपका. Once that is done, then go for the behavior. Now you know that this is the system and how your system should behave. Okay, that is the second. So I hope everything is clear now. Purpose is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am. मॅम
Yes.
मॅम मी केलंय फिल, तर मी स्क्रीन शेअर करू का? राईट आहे की रॉंग आहे?
Yes, yes. Can you read first point?
Purpose home automation system which will allow to controlling of the light, fans and electrical equipment which with the help of the web application.
Acha. Now you are taking light, electrical. What else you are taking? Light,
Fans.
fan, and electrical equipment. So if you increase the attributes, उतना ही आपका diagram complex होगा use case में. Yeah, that you need to remember. You
Okay.
can take one or two right now, and later on for your project you can go.
Okay, okay, fine.
Then next is behavior. So based on your attributes, जो fan का है, then light है, and then electric. Fan is nothing but your motor action.
Yes.
Light is there and electrical equipment. So according to that, what is the expected behavior of the device?
Sorry.
How? You go on, go reading behavior of the device.
Our system have auto mode as well as manual mode. In the system should be capable of measuring the fan or light level in the room, and if the
Fan level कैसे होगा? No, you have to be very specific. Light intensity level I have understood. What is fan level?
Okay.
First of all, you need to separate it out. Input and output. Light is the input thing. Fan is the output thing, ना?
Yes, yes.
हाँ, तो आपने दोनों combine कर दिया है.
Okay.
Okay, you can modify that. Go for the third step. The third parameter, system management.
System management requirement. The system should be provide some remote monitoring functioning, or the system should be provide control function.
Monitoring and control function you required, and that is the remote monitoring. Okay, that is okay. Next.
The data analysis requirement. This IoT system should have capability of local analysis of data.
Okay, good. Next.
Application development requirement. The application is developed locally on the devices, or it should be remotely accessible.
हाँ, so application में और क्या डाल सकते हो आप?
यही तो आपने बोला था ना मैम.
एप्लीकेशन लोकली आप उसमें कुछ चेंजेस करना चाहते हो? Like you required a manual intervention or you don't require manual intervention, it should be remotely operated.
Yes.
हाँ, वो आप लिख सकते हो वहाँ पे.
Okay.
Then last is the security.
The security requirement included basic authentication of capability.
What is capability? Authentication तक right है, capability क्या है?
मतलब जो लाइट और जो फैन भी रहेगा उसका कैपेबिलिटी मतलब सिक्योरिटी रीजंस.
No, वो light and both वो जो है that is simply your data.
Okay.
You can treat it that is as a data. Security requirement includes authentication of your devices.
Okay.
है ना?
Yes.
Or you can say system devices. You have to make the changes in the last and the behavior. Okay, you need to modify these two points: behavior and the last one. Okay, good
Okay.
job. Yes. Who else have done this activity? So this is there in your internal exam IIT test. So what I will do is I will assign any one example. So as per your application, you need to explain the all the steps. So you can take any example, okay, as per your choice. So I will not restrict with the one application where you have to write the steps. I will just give the question in such a way that you can define the all the steps based on your application. Okay, so you can prepare any one application, and that is sufficient for IIT 1. Okay. So your IIT consists of MCQ as well as descriptive. MCQ 10 marks, descriptive 10 marks. Okay. So this question will be in the descriptive part. So whatever activity I have given, go through thoroughly, and here only in the class only you just go through that. So you will remember at the time of exam.
Ma'am, the timetable of IIT 1, when will we get?
It is on 12, 15 and 16. I will share it today.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. 12, 15 and 16 is the date. Platform is not decided yet. Platform is not. That is why I didn't share, because I received this message in the morning only regarding your IIT timetable. But because the platform is not decided of your mode of conduction, that is why I didn't disclose that. But the dates are confirmed. Dates are 12, 15 and 16. Okay. So all these three chapters will be there for IoT exam, chapter 1, 2 and 3.
मैम कोई क्वेश्चन बैंक मिलेगा इस बार?
अभी तक मुझे ही पता नहीं है, एज पर द गाइडलाइंस आई डोंट नो हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू सेट द पेपर सेट करने के बाद आपको क्वेश्चन बैंक दूंगी. Okay. And A3 batch student, please go through the WhatsApp group and fill all the details. It is very urgent. I need to send it to the HOD today only. So fill all the details, issues.
Ma'am, you are asking about technical issues.
Technical, and you go through the Google form. I have mentioned both the issues, technical as well as non-technical. Okay, so there you can write technical issues as well as non. Multiple technical issues is also okay. Okay, or multiple non-technical issues is also okay. So you can write it about your exam related mark sheet, everything. So you write it there, because जो morning में responses मिले हैं, everyone has written no issues, no issues. So if that is the case, I am not going to that will not help us to resolve our exam related, mark sheet related issues, scholarship related issues. So you need to mention all those things in that section. Okay. So today only try to complete that sheets related to mentor meeting. It is very, very urgent. And just focus on the activity 1 right now. Meanwhile, I'll take the attendance. Okay, answer your roll call. Rishabh.
Present, ma'am.
Rishabh, you are absent in the morning.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, net band tha.
Okay. So just now I have summarized what I have explained in the morning session. Okay, all this 10 procedure. Again, you don't need to bother about that. Again, each and every step we are going into detail. So anyways, you're going to cover that portion. Okay. Swamini,
Present, ma'am.
Vibha, Neha, Akanksha, Pratiksha, Siddhi, Aditya, Ninkita,
Present, ma'am.
Rohan, Shraddha,
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Saurabh,
Present, ma'am.
Prajwal,
Present, ma'am.
Omkar,
Present, ma'am.
Sonal, Shivam, Virag, Kedar, Rucha, Bhaskar,
Present, ma'am.
Ajaz, Neha,
Present, ma'am.
Ameya, Rahul,
Yes, ma'am.
Neha,
Present, ma'am.
Rishikesh,
Present, ma'am.
Shubham, Ravi, Pranav, Gaurav, Devnathan,
Present, ma'am.
Rohit, Rutuja, Vikas,
Present, ma'am.
Vikas,